Yeah, I'm waiting. Welcome back, everyone, to Football No Filter. I'm your host, Brun Krak, and I am with two co-hosts. George, Melon for life, you know who. I guess that's you, right?
That's me. That's me.
That is you. Okay, George. George, you feeling good, George?
I'm feeling awesome. Feeling
Okay,
great.
and then we got our special guest, Marco Paulo, the singer.
Are you
Marco
sure?
Paulo,
Is he from the Jersey Shore or no?
the Jersey Shore, the Jersey Shore.
Sure. Are you from the
Sure.
Jersey Shore, Marco Paulo, or are you from the continent?
From
Marco Paulo, the singer, the singer. We can't confuse him with other people with the same name.
Mhm.
You there,
Hey,
buddy?
before we get started, I want to
eu tô
congratulate.
show, que eu faço um show à segunda-feira.
Oh, you gotta.
Eu já
Hold
mando
on, bro.
mensagem. Eu já mando mensagem.
You gotta stop talking to those Dominican women, man.
No, you start talking about Marco Paulo, and he freaking starts getting calls for shows already. Look at that.
The singer.
Advertising on YouTube and on Facebook. Look what happens.
You guys couldn't hear me, right? Like what I was talking.
Of course
Yeah,
we
you
could.
are.
Of course we
You
could
could.
hear you.
You could.
And Nelson and I think it must be to do with this show because this is this has happened many times in this show where we can hear you can hear what people are saying.
Shit, I didn't know that. I guess what the fuck.
Hey, listen. Before we get started, I want to congratulate. Otra vez.
No, I'm
That's
listening.
funny.
Go. I'm listening.
Oh, I wanna congratulate Nelson and his team for a Champions League. Not to get confused with the soccer Champions League, the
The
futsal
futsal,
Champions League, the
futsal.
futsal Champions League. So I want to congratulate all the Melons, I mean all the Sportingistas for this Champions League, and congratulations. It's the closest that you'll ever get to a real Champions League cup.
Well,
And out.
that's the second one. Thank you for that. I mean, I want to congratulate your team too. They made it to the plus 6-2. I think it was. Like great performance. So, but Sporting has the most futsal in 47 straight games, which I think is very impressive. I know it's not football dons, but still that's pretty impressive.
It is impressive.
And they got a great team. They down 2-0 at halftime. They destroyed Barca in the second half. And
I was watching.
and if
I
you
just
look at
watched the game now. I just watched the second half now.
it's two teams in the world, like in Europe with most trophies overall. Every
Hey, hey, Nelson, let me ask you.
What
Where's
are you
the,
talking? What are you talking about overall?
overall,
What are you talking
like,
about, Willis?
all sports.
Come
where,
on.
where does
Do we have to talk about this again? I told you already. Peão, Krika, those games don't count.
All right, Bilhar do Bolso counts for me. That's all that matters. What's up, Bruno? What's the question?
Where does Ricardinho play now?
I think he
He
went to
plays in
France.
France.
Yeah,
He
he
plays in
went-
France.
Oh, he plays in France.
Paris something in France. Também é uma reformazita.
I'm sure he went for the money. You know what I mean? But listen, like even though we beat Barcelona, Barcelona was the defending champs. In the domestic league, Barcelona is like in 6th place, and Inter Movistar is actually in 7th place. But
Wow.
but the 8 top teams make it to the playoffs over there, so that doesn't mean they win the title again. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like we destroyed Inter in the semis 5-2, and then losing 2-0 at halftime. Like Sporting has a great team, man. That kid. Zikite, man, like
That guy that went in, he changed the whole game.
19 years old. The kid's strong.
Changed the whole game.
Handle the ball like I watched the entire game. I was pretty impressed. I mean, first half Barcelona hit the post twice, and the score was 2-0, so it could have been a lot worse. But we came out of the locker room, man, and he looked like Barcelona was an amateur team. Like, we were up 4-2. They scored like with 2 minutes to go, to make it 4-3.
Yeah.
But
And- yeah. Yeah,
Like,
and an actual, and like a very odd goal that usually you don't see in futsal, a header for the for the 2 for the 2-2 for the 2-2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
very
they
very good.
Very impressed. Very impressed, actually.
Well,
Yeah,
I
Very
don't know
good.
if I told you. I don't know if I told you this. Marco Paulo, the singer. I don't know if I told you, but Nuno Diaz is like a family, like a distant family member of mine.
Wow. Well, he's definitely the greatest coach in Portugal and probably one of the best in the world right now. You know what I mean?
Probably one of the best, right?
The
Yep.
guy.
It looks a little bit like you, Bruno.
No, he doesn't. You know where he's from? You'll know. Pedralba. He's from Pedralba.
He's from Pedralba. Oh, he's from my time, my side there. Yeah.
Yeah, he's right from there. I mean, his mom and like my mom are like cousins or something.
Dude, I was surprised because this guy really came out of like nowhere. Like Sporting Expediu, like the really top coach, right? For that won the championship for like a whole bunch of years. It's Expediu, right? And then this guy came along and
Yeah.
and he's doing well.
And if you go watch like during a timeout against in the semifinals against Inter Movistar, during the timeout, he's drawing a play, and he's telling these guys, you got to watch that video. It's pretty awesome. He's like,
Oh, I
listen,
saw that. Canalo's put it up.
yeah, and he's like, just do this, do that, and exactly what he said was going to happen happened. But I mean, that's not luck. You know what I mean? The guy's like, backheel the ball, and somebody's going to be open to shoot it, and just like that, boom. You know, like
Hey, if you win 47 straight, it's not luck for sure.
Exactly.
Hey Nelson, some guys understand soccer, some guys understand, I don't know, drinking, for example. But we'll move on to the next topic of Primeira Liga, Liga NOS.
Hey, I'm not drinking. I'm drinking seltzer water, man. What are you talking about?
I didn't say you.
I'm not drinking. My Macallan gives me luck, so I gotta have one. Definitely got.
All right, so let's move on to the results for round 30. Marítimo 1, Braga 0. I told you guys, I'm sorry, David. I know you're listening. I know you're watching. But I warned you, man. Your Braga was going to collapse. And there they are. They're collapsing. Paços Ferreira 1, Bolonense 0, Guimarães 2, Moreirense 0, Tondela 0, Benfica 2, Porto 3, Famalicão 2, Gil Vicente and Farense 0-0, Portimonense and Rio Ave 0-0, Santa Clara and Boa Vista 3-3. Boa Vista had the 3 points and they let it go. And Nacional 2, Sporting 2, Nacional 0. The table goes as Sporting 76, Porto 70, Benfica 66, Braga 58, Paços Ferreira 48, Guimarães 41, Santa Clara 37, Moreirense 36, Tondela 35, Portimonense and Bolonense in 10th place with 34, Marítimo in 12th with 33, Gil Vicente 32 and 13th, Famalicão Rio Ave now at 31 at 14th place, Boa Vista in 16th with 29, Farense 27, Nacional 24. George, we talk about it every week, the relegation battle. They're starting to see some distance there.
I don't see no distance. Like 3-4 games, dude, with teams down there, and they all ended up in ties. I was like, what the hell is going on here?
Ninguém quer arriscar, pá.
It's crazy.
Let
me bring up my stuff here.
I'll tell you one team's going to be in trouble now. And I think I alerted this. I don't know if it was on our previous podcast. Rio Ave just does not look good right now, do they?
No, and who did they play? They played against this week. They played against one of the teams down there, and they couldn't win. They played Portimonense, and they end up tied.
Yeah, Portimonense just about and Bolonense just about got the 34 points, so they should be safe.
34. They're done. Yeah, they're done. They're good.
Marítimo's on a 3-game win streak, 9 points out of nowhere. When this coach took over, they were in 17th place, I think, or maybe even last. Yeah. Now they're pretty well off. I mean, right now, I think a lot of teams trade positions with them if they could. Nelson, Boa Vista, are they going to get out of this rut or no?
Listen, I'm not sure. I mean, I know Farense a couple weeks ago. I mentioned to you guys that I thought Farense was going to make it through. Now I think they're done. You know what I mean? They just can't. They just can't win. They just keep tying and
they cannot finish. No, they cannot finish.
That's what I'm saying. They just can't. So I think they're done. Nacional, we know it's done. So the next team doesn't go down. It goes to a playoff, right?
The 16th team. So 16th. Right now, if the season ended today, Boa Vista would be playing the third place team in the Segunda Liga.
Correct. Which in a way, I think no
Who
matter
Aroca. Aroca beat Academica away, and now they leapfrog them, and they're in third place, knocking Academica to fifth place.
which gave Sturil the title, right? No,
I don't know if they are the champions already.
yeah, they they went up already. They already like they were
They
celebrating.
They clinch already. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they clinched because of that score. So yeah, I mean, it might be Boavista. You know what I mean? It might be them. You know, like, but at the same time, they'll be favorites to stay up.
Boa Vista got one surprise up their sleeve still.
Sporting, yeah, baby.
No. Actually, we invited them for the party. I think they're just going to come for the party.
Oh, they're gonna come for the party. Which party is it? The melon party or?
No, we'll be champs in that game, like I promised everybody.
You promised that.
Yeah, I think you're wrong. I promised that.
We'll see. We'll see.
But didn't you see him yesterday? Didn't you see him yesterday on YouTube with the suit and tie? He went to Washington to the Our Lady of Fatima. Foi fazer promessa. That's his. It's Sunday routine now. Cada domingo bete uma bela mais lá.
Right after, right from Saturday night.
Uma bela and a melon. That's what he takes to Washington every week.
Bruno, how many more weeks before you finally give in? Like, honestly.
What do you mean? Give in to what? Ainda falta muito, pá. 12 pontos. Ui.
Nelson, you guys got lucky to this week again. 83rd minute.
We got lucky.
You had to get.
All right.
You had to get that. You had to get the double yellow.
I'll wait until we talk about that game because I got a lot to say about that game.
But let's start Tondela Benfica. There was a 2-0 win for Benfica. Tondela opened up with Trigueira in goal, Bebeto, Tavares, Alves, and Ferreira, Agra, Pedro, Grau, and Olabi, Barbosa, and Gonzalez. For Benfica was Leite, Junior, Verissimo, Vertogen, Grimaldo, Everton, Pizzi, Gabriel, Rafa Silva, Seferovic, and Waldschmidt. Jorginho, fala lá do teu clube, pá.
Meu clube está uma máquina agora. Isto aqui é nada, estamos em segundo lugar.
Vamos aguardar, vamos ver. But go ahead, talk to me about this game. I mean, I saw Tondela had some chances, but not many.
No, I mean,
that guy Gonzalez is starting to grow on me a little bit.
Gonzalez from Tondela?
Yeah. He had a couple opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, the game was pretty. It wasn't just one way. Benfica played well. I think like with any of these games, I think when Benfica scores first, Benfica gets comfortable into the game. I think all three big teams are going through the same situation, I guess, because the spots up top, they're so, not that they're so close, but every point is so important. I think the longer the game goes without the big team scoring a goal, the levels of anxiety get bigger and bigger, and the soccer that's played doesn't flourish, I guess you could say. So I think Benfica with the Pizzi goal, Benfica calmed down a little bit, and the game Tondela is usually a difficult game. I thought it was going to be a more difficult game. I mean, I started on my chats. I started getting freaking Benfiquistas, yelling and screaming at me, and putting clips of last week's show where I picked the score to be 1-1. So, but I thought it was going to be a difficult game, especially coming off the game that we had played the week prior. But it was an okay game. I mean, not that much difference in shots or goals opportunity or anything like that. I just think Benfica was more mais certo. They went in a couple of times. A couple of really good goals. Easy, and then a really nice goal by Everton. I like it when Benfica plays with when
Everton.
Benfica plays with not with Everton, when Benfica plays with Walshmith, I think it's a different
Dynamic.
team.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's a different dynamic. He's definitely a different kind of player. And then again another Jorge Jesus still, and I think that's the problem with Benfica. When you look at whatever it is, 30ª jornada or something like that, and we're still rotating people in those two midfielders, those two center mids. This week was Gabriel and Pizzi. Then another week it's Tarap and Weigl, and then another week it's it just keeps on they just keep on changing them, and I think that's why Benfica had issues with consistency. We couldn't find our best 11, and it's already almost the end of the season, and we still can't find the best 11. But I'll take the score. It was a good score, especially with the Braga's result. I think it puts us in a really good place to at least guarantee the third, the preliminary, the Champions League. I think that's a done deal. But at least it puts us closer to, if we were able to pull a good score in the luge against Porto. Unfortunately, we will make Sporting champions with that result. But it'll put us close to closer to Porto, and still give us an opportunity for the second place.
Nelson, what did you think of this game?
I think it was a pretty easy game for Benfica. I actually think I picked the score 2-0, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's exactly what I picked.
You did.
I did, right? Like, Benfica scored 2 goals, pretty early, and the game was over. It wasn't an exciting game. It wasn't a great game. But there was, it was over right there and then. Somehow, he almost looks like he plays better on the road than they play at home, which shouldn't matter because there's no fans at all, But it was a good game for Benfica. Benfica needed that because now they play you guys on Thursday, which is perfect because if you guys tie, like mais Milão and it's Cinco de Mayo, so you have an excuse to drink tequila and shit. You know what I mean? On the face. But
Olha, just so you know, this is water, not other stuff that's in here. Just so you know. Oh, Jorge, just to please, just make that note. There's only water in here, okay?
But did Darwin even come in? I don't even know. Has he even played last couple games?
He played. I think he played last game, and he scored a goal or something like that. Either the game before, either last game or the game before last.
Yeah, the game.
But I mean, there's no way for him to play. I mean, Seferovic has been scoring the goals, so
No, are they?
He's got it.
Are they saving him because like Barcelona wants to buy him for like 150 million? Is that why they don't want to get hurt?
I don't think it's nothing like that. But I tell you something. We get Darwin, we bring back Vinicius, and he actually gives them an opportunity. And with Seferovic, we got enough good forwards to sell him to you for 40 million. Since you used to give him 20, maybe you could give us 40. 40 is like the whole stadium.
Do me a favor. I study the players and stuff. You got to look up Darwin's picture. The guy's cross-eyed. How did you go buy a forward cross-eyed? The guy can't. I'm telling you, go look at it. But Thursday is the game of the season for sure. Thursday is, if a tie, I think a tie is good enough for Porto. But we'll talk about that game later. In regards to this game, I think it was an easy win for Benfica. Once they were up to nothing, it was just controlling the game. No worries there. No.
I agree.
Well, I mean, Tondela. I saw the highlights. Tondela looked like they had some chances late, made some very, very good saves. Nothing to say there. Like I said, Gonzalez had a couple of chances, but Tondela looked a little. They're Tondela. They're not a team that looked like they were gonna be anything. I thought Benfica scored 2 good goals and early, especially when a team on the road like that, you got to score early, and that's that. All right, we'll move ahead. Anything else to add, George, to this game, or Nelson?
No.
Take the score and run.
All right, Porto 3, Famalicão 2, Marches Leite, Manafá, Chico Conceição, Uribe, Gruitch, and Otávio, Martinez, and Taremi. For Famalicão was Júnior, Figueiras, Queiroz, Riccielli, Verdonk, Ugarte, Assunção, Pepe, Jaime, Rodriguez, and Diaz. So basically in this game, I kind of like the lineup a little bit. I like the fact that we introduced late. Pep was at risk, I believe, seeing a fifth yellow, and he would not be able to play on Thursday. The one thing I didn't like was Corona being injured. I did like to see him at right back, but the injury was, I mean, let's be honest, it was something that was coming from a while ago. I think he's been playing hurt for some time now. Corona just doesn't look the same as he did last year. I think he's been playing injured, or there's something wrong with him physically that he's just not as dynamic as they used to be, or as he used to be. Chico started off very strong. Otávio, I thought, was very involved in the game. Tony Martinez scored a nice goal with Taremi. Martinez is starting to show some signs of promise. Famalicão, they were playing that high press system. They got some opportunities. In particular, Ivo Rodrigues. He scores the game-tying goal right before the half on a foul that does not exist. By the way, he's an ex-Porto player, just so you guys know, ex-Porto player. He scores on a free kick that did not exist. Second half began. Porto scores the second one on a penalty. Diogo Queiroz kicks Taremi. I don't think you really can debate that, if that's a PK or not. And then the third one was Gruitch on a free kick. A nice header. Overall, Porto played well for about 50-something minutes, depending on the time. First 30 minutes, they controlled, and then they fell asleep till about the last 15, 20 minutes of the second half, and that was really it. Famalicão got a late goal, and that was pretty much it. Nelson, what did you think of the game?
So first, without I would have guessed there was probably a penalty in favor of Porto, right? Like without knowing better, most like. So the funny thing is, I went on a betting website speaking, and I looked up the odds for a penalty for Sporting against Nacional, and for every dollar that you bet, it was, you would get $100. So it was 100-1. Then I did the same thing for the Porto game, and for every dollar that you bet, you got 10 cents back, which was almost a guarantee there would be a penalty. And I mean, which is pretty impressive. I'm just saying, it's pretty awesome. All those sites know everything. But listen, Porto was up 3-1. I'm not going to debate the penalty. That's definitely a penalty kick. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a dumb penalty. I mean, the ball's not there. I have no idea what the guy's doing, but whatever. But listen, once again, at the end of the game, I was not impressed with Porto at all. You guys were dying at the end of the game. Famalicão had 3 straight corners or 4 straight corners. Yeah. They could have tied the game 3-3. So a game that you were up 3-1, relaxed, they should have won with ease. You ended up praying that the ref would blow the whistle for the game to be over. And that's not something that's expected from Porto at home up 3-1. You know what I mean? So Porto's not playing great. They really are not. They scored 3 goals. They had a cushion. They had a nice cushion. But I got a feeling if that game lasted 5 more minutes, Famalicão would have probably tied the game. They were putting a lot of pressure on Porto in the last 5, in the last 5 minutes, which something is not right there. Something is missing. Something is not clicking.
Lack of focus.
I'm sorry.
Lack of focus.
Absolutely. And I'm very surprised by that. It's a big win, because if Porto loses that game, this Thursday game would have been even more massive, if Porto tied that game. So it was definitely a big win. The final score is what matters. But once again, they play good at periods. They go up 3-1, they score a couple nice goals, and then suffer to close out the game, which is shameful. And that's
I don't like the last 15 minutes of the first half were very poor. They lost focus. you should want to be going after the second goal. And it seemed like they were doing the Ruben Amorim, which is let's manage the 1-0 game.
Yep.
And you can't manage the one game, especially like a team with Famalicão. It's just not going to happen. George, what did you think of this game?
I mean, I think the same thing that Nelson said. I think Porto's very inconsistent. Very inconsistent. Again, I think like Benfica is still trying. Sergio Conceição is still trying to find the best 11. Still trying to balance the roster and some of the players are just not responding. I think Victor posted here that Sergio Oliveira and Marega on the bench. They came in 10 minutes left. That's not true. They were they finished the game on the bench, correct?
No, they came in as subs, but Marega I think touched the ball.
I'm sorry. That was the game prior to this. That was the Moreirense game. Yeah. I mean, look, like again, the whole thing with Marega and stuff. In like my daughter says, in the olden days, a player like Marega with all the drama that he's doing with the contract, you would never play for Porto again. And especially today, rumor came out that he already signed the pre-contract with Al Hilal. That's where he's headed.
Well, when you're done with your analysis, I'll touch on that. Just remind me. Go ahead. Finish.
Yeah. So I think I think it was I think we all thought it was going to be a very difficult game against Famalicão. As a good team. And I think Porto in the second half, Porto relaxed when they were up 3-1, and they almost paid for it.
Yep.
They almost paid for it. So let's see. I mean, Corona injury, that's not good news for Porto against Benfica, but Porto usually has Benfica's number. I think we're gonna have to, again, it's not anything against Benfica, but I think we're gonna have to have a really good game to pull a good score, and a good score for Benfica at this point. The only score that really would help us in any way would be the 3 points. So hopefully we can have our best game of the season against Porto on Thursday and pull the win. Unfortunately, like I said, it'll give Sporting the title, but maybe it'll bring us closer to the second place and the automatic qualification to the Champions League.
Just so you know, Sergio Oliveira and Marega came in the 82nd minute. So last 10 plus minutes or so.
Last 10 minutes.
They were saving.
I actually see here there's a question from Juicebox. Why didn't Vinagre play? He injured. Honestly, I really don't know. Did you guys read anything about that? Why he didn't play? I really didn't pay attention.
I heard it was a Martinez do-over.
Martinez do-over? I don't know what that really means.
That means that he's gonna wear blue and white next season.
That's good. I like that. He's better if the rumors are true about Zaidu that we're gonna get all this money from an English club. Vai em Vinagre. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
So
but remember, that's going to be funny, right? Because when we talk about the Elton Late of the world and all these things that happen when it's Benfica, that'll be interesting if the season ends and Vinagre signs with Porto, and then we're like, what happened that game? Famalicão, Porto, where Vinagre didn't even show up to the game. What happened there?
Just remember one thing, though, George. The difference is that you guys announced the signings prior. We don't. So. Right now, this is
what was that? Show me something. Show me something that Benfica announced Elton Late. They announced it
the day after. Sorry, I'm sorry. The day after.
Show me where that is.
Wasn't that the day after that they announced it?
No. Benfica, not some newspaper. Benfica. When did Benfica announce that they had bought Elton Late?
Oh, look, I remember it was either the day before or the day after.
You have very bad memory. You got to lay off that brandy.
Yes. I know. Epa, Jorge, eu só bebo água, mas há outros que andam aí Tô tacar forte e feio, huh?
Só bebo água. Água
No, no, no,
seltzer.
no.
Água seltzer.
Not o Marco Paulo the singer. O Marco Paulo the singer não tá
I was about to
bebendo.
say, I drink.
Alka seltzer. Alka seltzer.
Marco Paulo the singer, okay? The singer.
That's right.
Hoje não é McKellen, hoje é cerveja.
No, I had a McAllen. No, it's actually apple juice. Like my doctor told me not to drink.
Isso é sagres. Isso é sagres.
Let me just touch on what George mentioned before about the Marega deal. So let's look at it. Sergio Conceição this week is leaving. Everyone is talking about the thing what happened after the Moreirense game. Bruno Rodriguez is not joining us today to talk about what happened, but you know they talk about that for hours and hours and hours. They really don't talk. That's to hide the 3 penalties that weren't called last week. Then they talk about Marega going to Al Hilal. This is all one thing. It's all under one umbrella. This is to attempt to destabilize Porto for the Benfica game, but we're already used to that stuff.
You think he's not? You think he's not gone?
Oh, I think he'll be gone, George. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying
not Al Hilal.
I mean, listen. If the reports are true that they're offering him 20 million euros for 3 years,
15 million over 3 years, clean.
I heard 20, but okay, let's just say 15. 15 over 3 years. I mean, what could you say? And honestly, I think, let's be honest. When Peter Costa did his interview a couple of weeks ago, and he talked about, his agent is having trouble getting to Portugal. That was another way of saying we're not negotiating with him.
Yeah, what's his salary right now? Probably $1 million.
He's probably in the like 2.5 to 3 million range.
Clean.
No. Clean. You crazy?
Yeah, clean. Oh yeah.
He makes 2.5 million clean.
At least, yeah.
So that's
no wonder he has a big sponsor. He gets paid like a king.
That's like 5
Sure,
million.
Jesus Christ.
It's about that. No, seriously, I'm not joking around.
But why didn't Porto let him go to West Ham when he wanted to go? 2 years ago.
That's the debate, George. So we didn't let him go that year, but remember that year he was the top goal scorer for us in the league, and he basically won the league for us that year. It was 2017, 2018. The following year, they could have let him go after the league title win, and then he was the top goal scorer in Champions League in the group stage for us. So it is give and take. You get what I'm saying?
But these guys knew that he wasn't gonna come back. You know that he wasn't gonna sign. That's what I'm saying. It's like in the like my daughter says, in the olden days, this wouldn't happen up there. They would have been playing in the B team somewhere.
You're right.
Or not even playing the B team.
But there's also the flip side. So we had this debate on our Porto chat a while ago. And Isidro brought it up. That you're paying a guy anyway, his salary. He's under contract, and you're going to throw him on the B team to just sit there and run around in circles of the field. Why not just put him to play and at least get something out of it from the contract that you're paying?
That's true. That's true. I'm just saying what it used to be up there.
You're right.
How the players used to, that's why players used to sign contracts with Porto, and they used to know that. I need to do the right thing, because if I start yapping away, I'm going to sit in the bench for a couple of years. What was the player that could have gone for free, and then he signed the contract just to, I forget who it was.
Fernando.
He signed the contract.
Fernando.
No, it wasn't just Fernando. It was somebody else. He signed the contract and he took a small percentage of the transfer fee, but he could have gone for free, but he re-signed just to be sold. Before the players used to do that type of stuff. Now you have the what's his name? The Brahimis of the world and Herreras of the world and all these clowns that they don't care. They don't care. It's just messed up.
Well, it is what it is. We'll see. I mean, Nelson, do you have anything to add to that?
I was just going to say, I don't like, if you want to sell the player, I don't think you can wait day and age, I don't think you can wait till the last year of contract.
No,
If you wait till
can't do that.
you are taking a big chance that that guy will just screw you over. You know what I mean? And not give a shit what you did about it for them in the past. And that's what happens a lot.
Now,
Players
nowadays,
now what they used to be back in the day. Not at all.
Yeah.
so I mean, it is what it is. We'll see what happens. I hope his time at Porto is over. I think it's time to move on from him. But there's a couple other guys that have to be moved on. Is it true about Sergio Conceição? The more I read about Sergio Conceição leaving, he's not going to leave, or he's not going to resign, and this and that. I think he's going to stay. So that's just, to me, I strongly believe that.
Yeah, I think Pinto Costa is gonna pay him whatever he wants. I think he'll be. I personally think he'll be Pinto Costa's last coach.
What if you guys finish third?
I think he still stays.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna go anywhere. I mean, you got to understand what's his next thing that he's gonna do. He's gonna bring up both his sons and play them basically regularly on that team. Rodrigo, I think, is pretty much ready. So he had a lot of minutes at he's one of the best players at Porto B right now. Chico has just got his first start. We got a couple other kids that are still, maybe not with the same formation or tactic that they want to play, but the Marigas of the world are no longer going to be there. He's going to be forced to play somebody else. So we'll see.
Quem é o melhor mergulhador da família?
O melhor mergulhador da família?
Yeah.
Olha, eu vou dizer, se calhar é o Chico, porque aprendeu lá na academia do Sporting. Se calhar, I don't know. We'll see. All right, Sporting Nacional. Speaking of mergulhos,
Oh, God.
we Sporting had Maximiano in goal, Fedal, Coates, Neto, Porro, Bragança, Palhinha, Gonçalves, Mendes, Paulinho, and Santos. And who's this? What? Como é que é? Nuno Almeida?
What?
Quem é o Nuno Almeida, pá?
I don't even know what you're talking about. What the fuck are you talking about?
O único. Agora é o Ferrari Verde. Felipe Freitas, Henrique Correia, César, Azuni, Al-Hassan, Mikael, Camacho, Riasco, and Witi. Actually, let me start preparing this. I want to know what Bruno and Juicebox, what their comments are about the penalty for Sporting. Is it a penalty or is it a soft penalty? Soft. But Nelson, guys, tell me, take me into the game. What did you think of this game?
Guys, one of the most shameful games that I've watched in recent memory. Nacional went to Lisbon just to commit fouls, foul after foul after foul, non-stop. At one point, they had 19 fouls. Sporting had 2. Sporting had a yellow card. Nacional had 0. How is that possible? I don't even know. The penalty that you're talking about on Paulinho, how is that not a penalty? The ball's not there. The guy kicks him in the leg. How is that not a penalty? But whatever. Sporting dominated the game. And every time.
Hold on. Can I go back to that for a second? You said that the Paulinho call should have been a penalty, yes?
Absolutely.
Okay. But last week you did say that the penalty on Pep shouldn't have been a penalty. Same play.
Completely different. Completely different. Completely different. It's not the same play. Like the Paulinho one was almost Taremi's play. Taremi's penalty.
I can see that. Nelson.
I told you that it was a penalty. You know what I mean? So I just think Nacional, I don't want to see him in the first division ever again. They came there just to destroy the game. They didn't try anything. They weren't even trying to play. Every time Sporting had the ball, simple as that. That's all they did in every single play that Sporting had the ball. And they got away with everything. It wasn't until the second half, finally some guy got a red card. But there was a moment in the game, Bragança was on the floor. He had just been fouled. O gajo faz carol, fecha a mão, and he hits him in the back of the head. Like, there's no VAR, there's no ref watching. Like, I mean, I don't know how a ref can let a team go 19 fouls and there's now 1 yellow card issued. So only one team wanted to win that game. That team,
They're trying to make up. They're trying to make up for the Tempranillo yellow cards.
I guess, or they don't want Sporting to be champs. And Giovanni was big again. I mean, we discussed this in the past. He cannot play the entire game, but somehow he looks like every time the guy comes in, he's crucial to the team. Once again, we had a defender score a goal, and Sporting dominated the game. I mean, I don't think the result is even questionable. We suffered because we didn't score until the 83rd minute, but that game should have been over way before that. We had plenty of chances. We could have put that game away, and but we never give up, and that's a great thing. The great thing about my team, we never give up. It's never over until the ref says it's over. And there was only one team that wanted to win that game, and I think it's over now, as far as the league goes, especially after we win Wednesday. But I think it's over, and it was definitely a great result. Not easy, but like I say, shameful the way that ref did that game. I didn't even see the score for the ref yet, but if that guy got even 1 point, that was 1 point too much.
George, would you agree with the officiating being a little lopsided or not?
No, look, I think these teams they play. I mean, they play the big teams almost the same way. I think when Benfica went to Nacional, it was the same crap. Anytime we play these smaller teams, the strategy is the same, right? The strategy is no. Who was the team that? No, it wasn't Nacional. Who was the team that George Jesus even got into it because they were just anytime Benfica got at the ball, they committed a foul. And the referee.
I know what you're saying, George. Sorry for interrupting, but go look at the stat. Look how many fouls in that game for Nacional, and then go look how many fouls for Tondela or Famalicão against Porto. Just compare the three games. Nacional had over 30 fouls, something like that.
Yeah, they had 30 fouls versus 10.
Yeah, it was 30. Yeah, 30-10, I think it was, something like that.
That's just insane, guys. That's like 1 every 3 minutes. I mean, come on, like.
Yeah, but that was your strategy, though. That was your strategy.
That's the strategy. The referees have to do a better job. But it's like that again. That has to be like that for all the teams. It can't just be like that for Sporting, right? Because Benfica and Porto, they go through the same thing. Really, they really go through the same thing. I think 30 fouls. Like Nelson said, 30 fouls. They got 3 yellow cards. Sporting did 10 fouls and committed 10 fouls and got 2 yellow cards. So of course it's lopsided. My thing is, look, and like I usually say, some weeks you're the fly, other weeks you're the poop. But the second yellow card on the Nacional players, it's kind of funny, right? Because what was the game that Benfica played and Benfica won 5-1 at home a couple of weeks ago? Portimonense, right? Yeah.
Portimonense was away though.
Yeah, it was the last 2-3 games where Benfica got where there was a second yellow card on the team we were playing, and we were discussing. A lot of people were discussing. Nelson was discussing, I believe, because he was already doing the show. That second card by itself wasn't a yellow card, and it wasn't deserved of a red, right? And this play was the same. This play was the same thing. This play by itself, if it was a foul at any other place in the field, it wouldn't have been a yellow card. But because it stopped an attacking play, it's a yellow card and resulting in the red.
Yeah, but listen, there was another play in the game. The guy just came and didn't even look at the ball and just took the Sporting player out. That one should have been a red card, the right red card, and it wasn't. It was nothing. So. Yeah.
No, look, it's what I said. I think these teams. Especially Sporting with the young kids and stuff like that, and being right there at the end of the championship. I think if you don't, when Sporting doesn't score early, the game really drags. And at the beginning, Nacional had a couple of good chances to open up the scoring. In the first 10, 15 minutes, they had a couple of opportunities. I remember a couple of headers right in front of Max, and free headers that they couldn't put away. But look, it's I think it's a fair result. Obviously it helped out when you're playing against 10. But it is what it is. I think it was a good result for Sporting. Sporting fans should definitely be happy because after the win last week against Braga, if they would have tied or lost this week, they would have tiravam tudo para o lixo that they did last week. So it was good for them. It worked out good.
Nelson, anything to say?
I'm listening, guys.
No, anything to say about that?
About what? About winning last week, and if we lost this week, we didn't. I mean,
that's why I said it was a good score. It was a good result.
Yeah, you guys definitely played. I would say you guys played a lot better than in the last couple of games that you've had. So
well, we have fans in the stands. We have fans in the post, so it's like that helped us a lot.
Well, that's another question that I'm going to ask you. Oh, by the way, George, I was going to ask you, George. Did you think it was a second yellow?
That play that I'm talking about?
Yeah, for Nacional.
No, I think by itself it's not. It could be argued that it wasn't a yellow, but because it stopped an attacking action, I think it's fine. I think I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the second yellow.
Me too.
I'm sure you are.
All right, now we do have a question from the Lingers. Obviously this was brought up today. It was talked about in the media. Do you think Cristiano Ronaldo will finish his last 2 years with Sporting of his career? His contract ends in 2022, or would he go to PSG or Manchester United? Nelson, I'll let you have that one. Do you think that's going to happen?
I think it's a possibility. I mean, I think he should. I don't think he needs the money. I mean, money's no longer an issue at this point in his life, I think. Unless you got to keep paying the girl that gave up her ass in Vegas. You know what I mean? But, other than that, I think he'd be great. But I can see that. I don't think Man U wants to invest the money. I can see that. I can definitely see him finish out the contract in Juventus and play 2 years in Sporting.
George, no, right?
No, George, no.
There's no way in hell that he doesn't come to the United States after the Juventus contract.
He can't.
He has a $1 billion contract with Nike. $1 billion contract with Nike. He doesn't need Sporting or anything else.
And Bruno, he can't come to the USA. If he comes to the USA, that girl is going to keep opening cases left and right on him.
No, that's done. That's dismissed. That's been dismissed by Vegas police. It's done.
Mas houve cuspo ou não houve cuspo? Não estou
I don't think so. I think it was wrong. He said, "Fuck this."
But is that why he's upset?
He's like, "I'm going to dive in the box." Boom.
but is that why she was upset? No houve cuspo.
No, just like that. That's why he's mad now.
These guys are bad.
Oh man. Well, we just wanted to ask. This is a football no filter show. No filter.
He ain't coming. He ain't going to Sporting.
Wait, he ain't coming where?
I think Senora Leonor from whatever her name is from Madeira will play for Sporting before he ever plays. Dolores, yes, Leonor Dolores.
Oh, if he says to play for Sporting, I go watch her.
Which one?
Aquela que é minha amiga no Facebook. I don't even know her name. Like, what the hell is her name?
The one that's in Brazil, or the singer?
Oh, the one that's in Brazil. I think that's.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
What's that? Miss Bunda something?
Yeah, I go watcher.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I don't think he. I don't think he. I don't think he goes to Sparta.
You might. Are you gonna tell that to Mlingas, because you're gonna break his heart once you tell him that?
I think if he comes to Sporting, he'll be like at 40, 41.
Yeah, and he'll take him for that. They'll take
I
him.
think he'll. I think he'll come to Sporting. He'll come to Sporting when his son is at age to play, so he could play a couple of games with him.
And why wouldn't Sporting take that? Even if he was 21, we can still make a lot of money just by having his image.
Well, listen. The question is, will he come back? Will he come back after the Juventus contract? The question is not will he ever come back? I think he'll go back, but I don't think he'll go up. He'll go back after the Juventus contract. I think he'll end up in LA. I think he wants to be in movies after his playing career is over, and I think going to LA makes total sense to play there a few years, like Beckham did, and Ibrahimovic.
He's such a national hero that if he plays for Sporting, we'd probably get 3 penalties a game, so he could score a hat trick every game. You know what I mean? Like we would be like the Porto of Lisbon.
No, Porto of Lisbon. You got to win European titles in soccer 11.
Where have you been? We just won one today. Stop.
Mas futsal.
Futsal.
É com bolas.
We have another question here. I don't know if you guys saw my comment. Bruno said that he will be at Sporting next season. You can mark his words. I think, Nelson, what he's trying to say is ele paga leitão não, se o Cristiano Ronaldo não vier. O que acha?
Bruno não paga nada disso. Bruno, you crazy?
Bruno Rodrigues tem que pagar.
Não paga nada disso.
Paga, ele tem que pagar. Ele tem que pagar ao Football No Filter cast. Leitão. Well, so we'll see.
That'd be nice.
He will win a Champions League final next season. What's Mulinga smoking?
What
is he smoking?
Ele tá vendendo.
Is Mulinga's drinking a CRF or something like that?
Yeah.
Olha, he says okay, all right. There it is. Ele tem que pagar. Oh, Bruno, já tá. Tá aqui. Episode 44. Don't come over here with you didn't sign no paper that you could.
No. We need Nelson to sign the paper release for this episode because we can't lose the recording.
Eu quero leitão no fim de agosto. He's got to be at Sporting by the end of August.
And if I'm right, if you're right,
you can come on the show as a guest. Okay, we'll do it better. Us three will chip in and we'll buy a leitão pro Bruno. How about that?
I think so too. Yeah, but a costela é minha. A costela é minha.
But you can get whatever you want. So that's it. Leitão's on the table. Now it's going to be us three chipping in to pay for Bruno, or Bruno going to pay leitão for all three of us. We'll see.
Oh, I like that. I like those odds.
Yeah, I like those odds.
If Bruno has to pay for the leitão, I'll bring the Aliança, the bean champagne for us to drink from Bairrada.
Brunch, there you go. I like that. See, Bruno também gosta. Ele também gosta. Ele gosta.
Bruno não gosta nada disso. Bruno é só água.
Tá aqui, ó. Aguinha. Okay.
Seltzer.
Let's take a look at.
No, he says he'll take it.
Brunch. What? He's very confident. He must know. He must be buddy with Varandas.
Or he's got a hookup in the other side, in the Massachusetts SOAR podcast.
The Sure. Ah, maybe. Ele tá aqui. Ele deve ser amiga lá do Dolores. Não, deve ser a Liga do Dolores. Ele gosta do Dolores. Very good. Nelson.
Oh,
Now
Nelson, este ano, este show, tu estás a ser como o Sporting.
No, man.
O Sporting desaparece 19 em 19 anos. Tu desapareces 19 em 19 minutos. What's going on?
No,
with you?
I got some shit.
Não, play. Não, play.
It's a rough day for me today. I got some shit going on over here.
No, play. I'm joking.
No,
I'm joking.
like I'm involved. Like we have a group like 5 something million people. We're setting up the celebrations, and it's fucking like they keep messing.
5 million people.
5 million.
5 and change, yeah. It's like 5.2 million.
How many people from China did you convert?
Well, they just found out Ronaldo is coming, so like they all became Sporting fans.
Oh, you lied to them.
Yeah, of course.
I did. Or the apple juice got him going to the bathroom.
No, it sucks because I gotta watch something else at the same time, and it's fucking every time I go there, like I can still hear you guys. You guys can still hear me, right?
Yeah,
Then I don't feel bad, all right?
Olha, Bruno, just to let you know that your number one fan is watching the show right now.
Oh, is he? Great. So we gotta do.
No, I don't mean that. I mean Mr. Luis Teixeira.
Oh, Luis Teixeira. Oh,
O grande benfiquista is watching
he's my
the show
number
right now.
2 fan. No, he's my number 2 fan. My number 1 fan is somebody else. He's my number 2 fan. Okay. So let's look into the schedule for this upcoming week. There's only a couple of more games left. There's 4 more games. Vamos lá ver aqui the schedule. Oh, Jorge, you guys got coming up. You got Porto, Nacional, and Sporting, and Guimarães. So those are your 4 games left.
Ouch.
Porto has Benfica, Farense at home, Rio Ave, and Belenenses. And then Sporting has Rio Ave, Boa Vista, Benfica, and Marítimo. George, who has the hardest schedule going here on out?
I think Benfica has the hardest schedule. Porto, Sporting, Rio Ave, right?
No, you don't have Rio Ave.
No.
You have Nacional, Sporting, and Guimarães.
Yeah, I mean, and then you guys have, who do you have? You have Benfica, you have Rio Ave. You have Rio Ave, right?
We do have away.
Belenenses.
At home. Last game.
And what's the 4th one?
Farense.
And then Sporting has
Rio Ave, Boa Vista, and Marítimo. All 3 teams that are down at the bottom.
No, I think Benfica definitely has the hardest schedule.
Well, Guimarães is. You can eliminate that game. That game really.
Yeah, but just 2 out of 4 is Porto and Sporting, dude.
Well, no one. I mean, I know that people will they will not give credit to Nacional, but Nacional is going to be a hard game, regardless if it's away. On top of that, Nacional is going to be a very difficult game away because they're going to need the points.
Mm-hmm.
Porto has obviously Benfica, which is a head-to-head. You got Farense, who's down at the bottom. Rio Ave, which is down at the bottom. Belenenses, which is just about safe. I'll call them safe. Sporting has Rio Ave away, Boa Vista away, home, Benfica, and Marítimo. I mean, that's still a tough schedule, but Marítimo is kind of safe as well. So I would say, I mean, all 3 teams have quote unquote safe games. It's those other 3 games that are going to be a problem.
Yeah, but I think Benfica definitely has the hardest schedule.
Nelson, what do you think?
Nelson, tá muito busy hoje.
No, I was talking. I was like, what does Nacional need points for?
They're done.
Well, for you, no.
No, for who?
For you, no. You want them to see. You want to see them drop.
I'm saying they have no chance. They're done.
But do you win 3 games? You never know.
Oh no! Stop! Come on.
All right, 2 out of 3. If they win 2 out of 3, those are 6 points that could that could
They got
mess up
20.
a lot.
They got 21 points all season. They're not winning 3 games in a row. I mean, who are you kidding?
Or two games.
So, listen, Benfica has a tougher schedule. Benfica has a tougher schedule. I mean, they got to play the champs and they got to play the team they're fighting for second place. So they definitely have the tougher schedule. And listen, I think the only question we have is that second and third place. I'm being honest. I mean, Braga. I told you guys last week they were going to finish more than 10 points behind Benfica, and I think they're already 8 or 7 behind Benfica.
They're 8.
They're close.
8 points. They're 8.
There you go. I told you guys last week that they were going to finish more than 10 points behind Benfica. They done. It's all about Thursday's game. I think that's the game of the season, and that's for.
But hold on a second. So let's just call what if. We're what if scenarios. We like to speculate here.
All right.
What if scenario? So what if Sporting on Wednesday?
Yes.
You guys play Wednesday 4:15 U.S. time Eastern.
Yes.
You play Rio Ave and you don't win the game. Just say you draw.
Okay. That's a good score.
Huh?
That's a good score.
You think it's a good score?
Yeah, I think it's a good score. We just need to be up 4 points going to the Benfica game. That's all we need.
George, you think that's a good score if they tie?
No, I think they got to win.
No, we're going to win. I'm not saying we're not going to win. I'm just saying that's a good score because you're not winning on Thursday.
Cuidado.
Okay.
Who's not winning on Thursday?
Porto's not.
You're saying Porto's not winning on Thursday?
Porto's not winning on Thursday. All I'm saying, Bruno, is let's say even if you win on Thursday, we're playing what ifs, right?
Yeah, what ifs?
Then we'll be 4 points up if we tie. If we're playing the what if. We're actually going to be 8 points up, but we will be 4 points up in your what if game. All right?
Okay.
The following week, we play home.
To Boavista.
To Boavista.
Boavista is going to be a tough game.
We'll beat them. If we go into the Benfica game up 4 points, no matter which way you look at it, we'll be champs.
So, okay, hold on. So you're going with the Benfica game up 4 points.
Uh-huh.
Benfica beats you. You're down to 1 point, and then you got to go to Marítimo. Your kryptonite. Your kryptonite. Whatever. You're playing Marítimo, which is your kryptonite, and you think that's an easy game.
Listen, you guys are so delusional. It's fucking hilarious. Listen,
why is it? What we're saying what ifs?
No, we're playing what ifs, but we'll be up 8 points minimum by Thursday night. I told you last week that we'll be champs in the Boavista game. I told you we're 9 points behind or more.
If Porto doesn't win, your championship is done. But if Porto wins, if Porto beats Benfica for whatever reason, and you're still 6 points with 3 games to go. Let's say you even beat Rio Ave. 6 points with 3 games to go. One of those games is against Benfica. For whatever reason you lose against Benfica, that's 3 points. It's not that easy, man. It's not that easy. Boavista and Marítimo are not going to be easy games. I don't care if we play them at home or not. They're not going to be easy games. It's not just. I'm not trying to be an ass or anything like that. And it's not just the teams. I'm not even looking at the opposition. I'm looking at Sporting, and I'm looking at the kids. And again, I go back to kids, and I'm not trying to be an ass or anything like that. You've seen what happened the last month with a couple of bad scores, bad results, and the amount of anxiety that's created within the squad. So like losing 6 points in 4 games, that wouldn't be crazy. That would not be crazy. So you gotta win your games. You gotta win your games against these quote unquote smaller teams. Because if you leave it for chance, I don't know. And again, I'm not trying to be an ass. I'm just.
Okay. Let me ask you a different way then. I think I asked you this question last week. I think the odds. I didn't like the way you answered, but I'll ask you again. As of now, and with the games coming up this week, what are Sporting odds of winning the title, percentage-wise?
70-80%. right
Yeah.
now.
Okay. All right.
I mean, here's a scenario Bruno has brought up. Okay. What if Sporting wins Wednesday and Porto loses? We need a
It's
tie.
done. It's over. It's over. It's over.
I,
That'll be
I
over.
think that would be pretty much over.
It's done.
Here's another one. Juicebox said this. This is directed to you, George. Okay. That wasn't anxiety, George. That was Amuri deciding to mess with the formation for a month.
True.
It's whether it's the players or money, it's anxiety. It's anxiety, and then if you know, if you go back throughout the season, you know, Sporting plays almost the same way. Sporting is defensive and plays in the counter, and sometimes you're going to score that way, sometimes you're not going to score that way, right? It's that's the way they've always played. That's the way they've always played this season, especially in the second half of the season after they went to get Paulinho. That's the way they've been playing the whole second half.
Well, I'll say this, okay? Let's just say I still say that Porto has at least one more draw in the remaining of their schedule. But I think that Sporting is going to drop 6 more points somewhere in those last 4 games. Let it be 3 draws. Let it be a loss and a couple of draws. I mean, there's gonna be some points lost there because I will say this: when you played Nacional, when it was 11v11, if they finished 11v11, I don't know if you would have won that game.
Well, so much wishful thinking.
I don't think you guys had a very hard time breaking them down.
Okay.
You created chances, but you had a hard time. Now against a better team, and I think that, for example, like Boa Vista is going to Gesualdo is going to screw you guys over. So,
Dude, I think the closest Porto gets to Sporting, the more chances of crazy outside the field stuff happening with referees and stuff like that, and the more at risk it puts Sporting in winning the championship.
well, by the way, Nelson, what'd you think of the fans being in the stadium? Should they be penalized or not?
They were not in the stadium. Come on, stop listening to CMTV crap.
Oh, they weren't in the stadium. What were they doing? Where were they?
In a parking lot for the shopping plaza, which is underneath the, right there on the stadium, and they were able to get close to the stadium, but they were not in the stadium. Come on, guys.
They were in the tunnel. What are you talking about? There's pictures of them in the tunnel.
Yeah, in the tunnel, but that's what I'm saying. Not all the way in there. Come on, guys. They were not in
No. In the tunnel while the game is going on. What are you talking about? Are you crazy?
See this?
Olha, o convite.
No.
You're already giving me a yellow card?
No,
Yellow to red.
this game for Federação Portuguesa de Futebol. I don't even know what's inside. I'm going to open right now. Right? Let's see what it says. Honestly, I just received this. Oh, it's the result. Hold on.
Hey, don't be. What's his name? What's his name? What's his name?
What does that say? The cramps are Sporting.
Yeah, no, the champs.
Oh, the champs. I read the cramps.
And then hey Bruno, then the same thing that happened in Miss Universe happens. What's his name? What's the guy's name? Steve Harvey.
No,
Steve Harvey.
Harvey.
Steve Harvey's gonna come out. Steve Harvey's gonna come out in a couple of weeks.
Even like psych.
Guys, let's pick the games real quick because I gotta go do some work still, if you don't mind.
Hey,
Then I'll let you guys finish.
Work.
Are we doing 2 shows this week?
We could if you're available. I don't know.
Maybe Thursday night.
Thursday night might be possible.
Look at the cockiness coming through the pores. Ay, Jesus. Ay.
Take the scores and then I'll let you guys handle business there. I got business to handle here.
All right, let's
All
go.
right.
What's the score?
Well, I'm gonna get there. Well, I'm gonna get there.
Well, I know the games.
You know the scores already.
Huh?
You know the scores.
I,
Va.
I was writing all the scores last week.
Wednesday. Marítimo Gil Vicente, Braga Paz Ferreira. We're not gonna pick that game because Braga's just about done. Rio Ave Sporting, Nelson.
Sporting 2-0.
Epa, cuidado.
It's over.
2-0 é muito.
It's over.
Jorge,
2-0 Rio Ave.
2-0 Rio Ave. I'm still going my prediction. They're going to finish with the same amount of points and 0 losses. Porto e o Sporting. Rio Ave Sporting. I'll say 1-1. Moreirense Nacional, Belenenses Portimonense, Benfica, Porto. George, you're the home team. You can go first.
No. It's a tough one. This is a tough one.
You want Sports to win? I can't believe
You stupid. 2-1 Benfica. 2-1 Benfica.
Nelson, I'll let you go. You're the neutral.
Listen, he said 2-1 Benfica, but if Porto wins, you will not be upset, all right? Just so you know.
No, I'll be upset if Porto wins and Porto is not champion. That's how.
I know.
That's how much I hate Sporting right now.
I think he'll be 1-1.
I think if you want to do a little bit of a preview of this game, I think Porto matches up better with Benfica than Benfica matches up better with Porto. I think the high press system is going to be a problem for Benfica, and I think Porto wins 2-1. Farense Guimarães, Famalicão Santa Clara, Boa Vista Tondela are the last of the game. So that's pretty much it, guys. We're going to try to figure out a day this week that we can get back together. Maybe Thursday. We'll see. We got to see if Marco Paulo, the singer, has any shows for this week. Do you have any shows that you got to sing at?
No, I'm good until Friday. I got
You're good until Friday. Okay. And George, you're good for this week, or you got a lot of printing of money to do?
a lot of
Printing of money.
a lot of bad loans to sign off on.
A lot of what do you say?
The loans to sign off on.
A lot of VMOX to sign off on.
Well, right now that's how Sporting is paying off Sporting Braga for their transfers, right?
Awesome.
Hey, before we go, congratulations to Inter Milan for breaking Juventus' nine-year streak in Italy.
Okay. Just real quick, Nelson. Keith Fox has asked, what about the incident today? You're going to talk about it.
The fans?
Yeah.
Listen, I mean, when is enough? And don't blame Sporting for this. They knew they were told that a torcida verde estava lá a preparar as coisas para o próximo jogo na quarta-feira. They knew about that. So it was not Sporting fans coming to look for trouble. It's pretty much like you coming to my house and trying to fight. It's a shame. I mean, it's embarrassing. Like, I mean, this is soccer, guys. Like, when is this going to stop? But quem mata quem mata dois, né? Like I guess it never ends. The thing is, like, é sempre, não é McClark, né? Não é McClark, é só grupo, não tem nada a ver com Benfica, but it just happens over and over and over. And something's got to be done.
Punish them. Punish everybody.
That's what I'm saying. There's got to be punishment. You know what I mean? It's a shame. I mean, the guys are there at the stadium, prepping for a game, and these guys show up just to,
Who was at the stadium, anyways?
A torcida verde.
But I heard they didn't Varandas kick them out.
No, that was a Juvelet or Sharon said.
Oh, it wasn't for all of them. It was just for Juvelet that he closed.
But that was outside the stadium. That wasn't even inside the stadium. You know what I mean? It's just a shame.
Yeah.
There's no room for this in sports.
No, I agree.
And I mean, I just don't know what to say. Like that was very disappointing to see that. Again.
Look at that crap that happened in England before the Manchester United Liverpool game.
But that's because they don't want the Americans.
Yeah, but,
I think that's a little different. I think they were trying to send a strong message. They want the ownership group out. which they're not going to get.
No, but I think the problem is that the problem is that I think the person in charge of Old Trafford Stadium was the same person in charge of Al Shit. You know, they just don't believe in locking doors, and look at what happens.
Epá, acontece. Sabes, olha, foi a água, culpa a água.
Devia ter sido o Jorge Jesus que foi abrir os gates do Old Trafford também.
It's bad though. It's bad, guys. I really gotta go.
Yep.
Let me know. All right, hit me up.
Yeah, we'll talk, guys.
We
stay.
will.
Make sure you hit like and subscribe, and make sure you follow Marco. Follow the singer.
That's right.
All right. Make sure you watch him. All right, guys. Have a good one.
Good night.
Por suporto para esta semana. Tchau.
Peace.